Years out, my people. Years out. Woman, child, and man, heaven and earth, eternal light, each one reach one. This is how we grow. I see you, my brothers and sisters. Years out. Years out. First of all, I'm pull my man Anubis out. I keep him around here. You know, when I pull him out, I'm ready to put some shit to rest. And ever since I've been pulling, now I normally keep him on my centerpiece table, but now I've been bringing him over here because we need to lay some shit to rest. Point blank and simple. We need to lay some shit to rest. Much appreciation and vibe to everyone that's in the chat. Yizzo. Peace, peace, peace. Abundance to all. Abundance to all. Like I said earlier on my live on YouTube, on Instagram, like I said, you know, ask yourself a question. These people that have you been watching on videos and stuff, what have they motivated you to do? Not just the people in your environment or in your circle. What has the people that you have been watching on these videos, what have they motivated you to do? Are you the same person as yesterday? The only way you're going to bettering yourself is not burning sages and picking up crystals. That's not bettering yourself. Can you defend yourself psychologically in any environment? Everyone can defend themselves physically in any environment that's reach a certain age. Everyone can defend themselves physically, basically in any environment. But can you defend yourself psychologically in any environment? Or do you need to tap into someone else to defend you? What have they done for you? This is being real. And this is why I know they don't like me. Because see, I'm not pointing you to no one in the sky. I'm not pointing you to no one in the ground. I'm not pointing to no human species so that way you can be upset and you can stay in your amygdala because that's what they want. So once I show you some shit that one of these people have done to you, what it do? Put you in your amygdala, right in your flight, fight, or freeze mode. So now you're not even tapped into the motor learning that's going to modulate the neurotransmitters that's going to tap the top of your neomammalian and connecting with your prefrontal lobe, whereas though it's going to make you think about the situation. Because this shit out here is primitive. We can beat this shit like nothing. This is primitive. Now, I'm going to speak about real quick before I get into this video, right? And I'll start showing y'all. The Woman King, right? Now, I mentioned this before. I mentioned this earlier on the gram. You know, I noticed something. When the Woman King came out, I seen a couple brothers tell me, like, man, they wanted to emasculate the black man and the Woman King. That shit wasn't. Let me show you what the Woman King was about. Let me show you this real fast. Let me show you this real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna read this too. Whoa. Let me show you what the Woman King was about. Don't worry about it. I don't know how this constantly be fading off of my desktop. Or did it? No, it's right here. This was what the Woman King was about. You see that right there? That is what the woman, hold up, my bad. Let me go over here. This is what the Woman King was about. You see? You see what's enveloping Earth right now? Feminine electron energy. This is what the Woman King was about. Righteousness. True righteousness. Nurturing. Caring. And move with no fear when it comes to the betterment of her species. This is what the Woman King was about. Y'all really think it was about some old flesh down here? No, this wasn't. This had nothing to do with no flesh. Give me 1 second. Let me share this real fast. Let me share this real quick. You really think the Woman King was about us down here and emasculating the men? But you have the slightest idea. You have the slightest idea. It was showing you, for real, how we really it was showing you for real how the black man have sold himself short to be a part of a species that was destroying his own race. So that's why I said people get mad at me about this, but that's why I said that we started this shit. And the black woman is finishing it. See, we started this in the beginning because when we went and we fought these wars, we ain't had to be involved with these people. When we fought these wars, that we called ourselves going into these countries and being a peace treaty for these guys. Seriously. Just like when we went over in Rome, we ain't had to go over there. Somebody came over there in one of them fucking suits. Oh, please help us. They over there raping and abusing our children. We want to live like you. We want to live in peace and have order. Can you come over and help us? And what they do, when we went over there and we destroyed that shit, what happened? We never left. You know what their women, we didn't rape and abuse their women and children. Their women raped and raped us. See, this entity already knew how to get us away and create something in the root chakra. Something that's red, something that's attractive to your eye. You see? And when we went over there, instead of us handling our business and leaving, some of our men stayed there, and we have now what we call the Italian race. You see what I'm saying to you? So this happened many a times. This happened with the Asian race. This happened with the Arab race. This happened with the white race. This is how they got into us. But the number one war, the first war, before people get in here, let me explain something to y'all. What all these other people that be trying to tell you about Israeli news and all this shit, let me explain something to you. Until you show me a YouTube channel of another species that is speaking about the genetic differences between my people and their people, don't show me shit about a missile being launched. Don't tell me about where the war may pop off at. The first war that took place on this planet was the raping and the abuse of the psychological mind of my mother. That was the first war. So we on World War IV, World War V. I don't know what this World War III and II and all this other shit. The first war. You see, that was the very first war that we changed this from a matrilineal system to a patrilineal system. Taking the creator out of her, putting her in the sky, and then switching the genetic makeup of the creator of all. That was the first war. And we've been prisoners of war ever since. We have been prisoners of war ever since. Don't give me some artificial intelligence that's talking about, well, I feel sorry for what happened to black people. I feel they might be the real Jews, or they is the real, we everything. When you hear Israel, is he real? Is you real? I'm an Israeli. Is you real? An Israelite? Is you the real light? That's what it is. The true light within. What are you talking about? And I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna go over a few things here for you. But that was the first war, and we've been prisoners of war since then. So all you other stations, all you other people that come in, go check out Israeli news. Go check out nobody want to hear that shit. They racing against the sun. You understand? They racing against the sun, the ultimate weapon. What you talking about? They racing against that. You better be paying attention to Israeli news and all the rest of them motherfuckers. I don't need to focus on them. I focus on the sun, and I focus on my people. That's what I focus on. You go look at and see where the missiles and shit being launched at. Y'all, my people better be mindful of what these people are trying to show you and keep you distracted from. Because our anatomy is changing just like theirs. Their homeland is changing. The one that they stole from you and claim is theirs. Their homeland is changing. They won't be able to eat and live comfortable and get fat guts no more. No more. And I'm gonna show you this shit tonight. Hold on. Let me go back over here real fast because I want to show you this. You better look at it really. He feels sad about the way what happened to black people. Man, you don't feel that sad that you don't talk about it on every. You should be mentioning that shit on every. Hey, listen, my people, we're genetically different from these people. This is the number one thing that should be. Hey, my people, we're genetically different from these people. But do you hear that? Hell no, you don't hear that. Hell no, you don't hear that. This is obfuscated. They done changed a lot of data on this because see. Let me move it up to here. Let me see something here. You see, they have blended a lot of this shit out back here because there's definitely pressure. You can still see the square. You can still see the square. You can still see the tips of the square. They're changing it. So I moved it up to the 21st. Let me see something here. Let me see solar winds. Look at this. They've changed it up. Don't worry about it though. They can't hide of it. They can't hide. They can't hide. See this, and this is how I know something is up. Because look, when you go look at the Schumann resonance, look at this. 11/20. See that November 20 going into the 21st. You see these spikes right here. You see these spikes right here off the chart. I told you 36 hertz. We between 30 and 36 hertz. This is why our pineal gland. This is why awareness is happening so much with the organic people. With the organic people. Let me go over here and let me show you this right here. Right here, 36 hertz. Right here. When the Schumann resonance spikes, human biology is affected. When the Schumann resonance spike, human biology is affected, especially in our third eye, pineal gland. According to neuroscience, frequency recording at 36 plus hertz in human brain are more associated with stress nervous system than a relaxed and healthy one. That's a lie. Humans, remember, in human brains, it's more associated with stress in their nervous system than a relaxed and healthy one. But yours, you and I, are completely different. You and I are not human. So for them, this is why they're acting out. This is why they have so many problems right now, because this is popping. They don't have a pineal gland. And if they do, it's not active or doesn't possess neuromelanin. So they could never access the divinity like you could. Never could. So hold on. Let me go on right on down the line because I wanted to read this here. I can talk about the membrane earlier. Hold on. Remember when I spoke about the membrane the other day? And this is, again, I read this already. But remember I told you they try to say that we have a wall outside of our cell as a membrane and an inner membrane. Membrane just means a miniature brain inside the cell for them. And they try to say we have the same thing. The cell membrane, also called the plasma membrane. It's found in all. Now listen, plasma membrane. Where do you get plasma from? From the atom. So understand what they're really saying here. This is two different types here. Plasma membrane is found in all cells and separates the interior of the cell from the outside environment. The cell membrane consists of a lipid bilayer that is semi-permeable. Now, the cell membrane, here we go, regulates the transport of material entering and exiting the cell. DNA material. Because again, when you share 98% of your DNA with a monkey, you share another 80% with a zebrafish. You have to ask yourself one thing, just them two animals alone. Do you see a zebrafish and a monkey reproducing with one another? Do you really see that? So they share 84% of their DNA with the zebrafish and 98% of their DNA with a chimpanzee or a unistump monkey. You're not going to see that fucking reproduce with one another. So what happens is the cell membrane, along with the organelles inside of their cells, open up and close and allow certain DNA sequences from those animals to come in. So therefore, you can create a living organism. So let me just tell you that they are the superheroes. I keep telling y'all this shit all the time. You have to be super to have that shit in you. So anyway, let me move forward. Now, we're gonna get over here to real quick to this joker that's in the fucking sky. See, I go through all this. See, I don't know what people do with their computer. I know what I do with mine. What is this? What is this? Okay. I read this before. The god Dagon. Now, I read this to you before. Now, the reason why I'm going to bring this up right now, remember, was the originally Dagon, as spelled in some historic writing, was originally a Babylonian fertility god. Fertility doesn't mean you have sex like natural intercourse with a man and a woman. It also means creating life in what you would call a laboratory, a lab, who evolved into a major Northwest Semitic god, reportedly of the fish and or fishing as a symbol of multiplying. He was worshiped. He was worshiped by the early Amorites, founding of the city of Babylon. Now, I want to go over here real fast. I want you to look at this right here. Semitic. When you hear Semitic, right? Look at this. Relating to or donating a family of languages that includes Hebrew. So the moment that you started speaking English is not even English. The moment that you started speaking, the first level of consciousness or speaking is telepathically. That's the first. That's why none of our brothers and sisters are going to say a word to you. They're all going to speak telepathically to you. Everyone that comes down here is going to speak telepathically. No one is going to utter a word to nobody. It's going to be quiet. Understand what I'm saying to you. So relating to or denoting a family of languages that includes Hebrew, Arabic, Aramaic, and certain ancient languages such as Phoenician, Akkadian, constituting the main subgroup of the Afro-Asiatic family, relating to the people who speak Semitic languages, especially Hebrew or Arabic. Understand, my people, these languages were created by, let me pull him up, this nigga right here. Right here. Now, don't worry, I'm going to go back to this picture because I want to show y'all something. I'm going to leave that. Come on. I'm going to go back to that picture. Write down a line. Nope. That's not what I want to go to. Nope. Here we go right here. Now, you see this cross right here? This is what you call Templar. You see this cross right here? Now, the poor fellow soldiers of Christ and of the Temple of Solomon, also known as the Order of Solomon's Temple, the Knights Templar, or simply the Templars, was a Catholic military. Y'all see this? Catholic military order. Now I gotta ask you a question. What's the first thing that pops into your consciousness when you hear military? When you hear military, huh? A group of fucking violent people, soldiers. Catholic military, one of the most wealthiest. Hold on. Somebody gonna get mad at me tonight. Where you at? There you go. One of the world's wealthiest. You know, if you don't know who these people is, and you talk about getting money, shut up. Just shut up. I mean that. Shut the French toast. Shut the French toast up. Shut up. If you don't know who these people is, shut up. And you talk about getting money all day. Shut the hell up. And I really mean it. Shut up. You need to. You too is going to be a clear. You're going to be an example. You're going to be made a clear example, and I'm for the entire world to see. I'm telling you that. So let me go back over here. One of the most wealthiest and popular of the Western Christian military orders. You see now, look, you see this symbol on this? See this Knights Templar? This is the cross. Now, let me go over here. Do you not see? Let me zoom in on this shit for the people. Do you not see what's carved in that right there? Do you not see that right there? Do you not see that right there? And then you look at this, you can pull up the Sumerian god, and you will see this same joker. You see what's in his hand? Holding his hand up that's taking pine cones. The pine cones is considered your pineal gland. And then look what you see, all your church in the Vaticans. You see that right there? Do you see that right there? Do you see that right there? Your languages, everything that you have, everything is a lie. The languages you're speaking, all of that shit, all them books that you're reading, all of that shit is a lie. All that shit is based off genetics, people. All of this shit's a lie. And it's been going on for thousands of years, even before this suit was even created. This suit right here, so they can walk around in. This was going on for a long time. A long time. And this shit is coming to an abrupt fucking end. An abrupt end. Hold on. Here we go. Now we're going to talk about your Sumerian gods. Listen to this. Who's Sumerian god? The most important god and goddesses. Hold on, man. There we go. Who's Sumerian god? The most important gods and goddesses in the Sumerian pantheon includes An, the god of heaven, Enlil, the storm and wind god, Enki, the water god, Naharsad, the goddess of fertility and the earth, Utu, the god of justice, and the sun. See, they put god of justice and the sun, but the sun is justice. That's why it's taking place on this planet right now. And his father, Nana, god of the moon. We have no correlations with that moon. No correlations with that moon. So whenever you've seen a group of motherfuckers together, see, this is what I'm trying to explain to you. When Satan said to God, why would you give them dominion over everything when they not going to do nothing but create mischief, death, and murder, murder, whatever else he said out of his mouth. Don't quote me verbatim, but that's exactly what he said, because what we was going to do. And God said to Satan, I know what you know not. I know what you know not. So these entities on this planet were upset with our natural abilities. They want to be us. And they feel like Earth is a prison to them. Because again, when we created these species, we gave them the intelligence. We gave them the intelligence for them to be able to manipulate energy. They can communicate with one another. They can walk around just like you see honeybees, just think of a giant honeybee. You see an ant, just think of something that has an ant head, but has a human body feature. That's all. As simple as that. But has the intelligence that can create things, that can manipulate energy, but never will be able to manipulate the energy like you are, because you are the source. So we never wanted to take anything away from them. Understand something. The cosmos is a giant body. The cosmos is a giant body, more than likely a female. The cosmos, the planets, you can look at as organs or chakras if you want. And then you can look at yourself as a cell living in a body. Point blank and simple. Or you can reverse it and say, hey, I am the divine being. The cosmos is part of me. You understand what I'm saying to you? I am the planet, the moon, the stars. I am all one. I don't separate myself, but you can look at it from both ends. See, this is why I say life lasts forever with us. It goes continuously with us. They have trapped us in a box. That's why they give you this square. They give you this square. You've trapped you in a box to make you believe that you only have one life and that this is it. So therefore, if I get you to believe that, now I can get you to do whatever I want you to do, especially when it comes down to living in fear. If I get you in fear, I can get you wanting to love this vessel more than you want to ascend. I got you in fear to see the other side because you think you literally die when we don't, when it's a group of species on this planet that do die. You have to have a soul, not a spirit. Everything on this planet has a spirit. But there are very few people now that have a soul that comes from the solar system. That's the difference. So let me get into this real fast. Let me show the rest of this here. All right, hold on. What else I want to show you? Is there anything else over here? Yeah, and then again, you question the intelligence of our people, man, by insulting them because you don't see they carved this. We put this on the pyramids. We even put the honeybee on a pyramid. We put the honeybee on a pyramid to let you know that it would be attacked. We put the honeybee there, but we didn't put the moon there. This is the honeybee right here. Look, that's a honeybee. That's a honeybee. You're not looking at, look at the wings. That's a honeybee. We put the honeybee there, the helicopter, the submarine, the fucking the airplane. We put all this shit here, but we did not put the moon there because the moon did not show up until later on. And now you got NASA talking about in another 10 years. Oh, I got to pull that up. Let me go to my page real fast. Let me go to my page real fast. Let me go to my page real fast. Here you go right here. Nigga, the hell out my joint. What's going on, Kalak? Here we go right here. Oh, astronauts will be living and working on the moon within a decade. A base camp will be set up with a lunar cabin and a mobile home, allowing astronauts to stay on the moon for up to 2 months at a time. Really? See when that November the 19th, 2022. Are you serious? Do you really believe this? Do you really believe this? Do you honestly believe this? Really? Really? Oh, okay. Hold on. Listen to this.
Moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
When you said that just now, did it sound stupid to you? Kind of.
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
When you said that just now, did it sound stupid to you? Kind of.
But yet, they going back to the moon. Really? Really? No, what's happening is something's going to take place in the sky with that moon, like I said, and you're going to get ready to meet the creator of the multi-cell organism. Now, I'm going to play a video right here because this tonight was really about just bringing awareness for real, about the shit that they have been lying to you for so long. Now, I want to say this to you. These are independent scientists that use the same instruments that NASA is using. Now, it's funny how they coming up with something and being ostracized, whereas though the public can't hear them, but NASA, bullhorns all around them. Everything is fine. Everything is peaches and cream. Nothing to see here. So I'm going to let this video play for a little bit, and I want y'all to hear what's going on. Now, before I let this video play, I must show my disclaimer here because I don't want any trouble. I know that. Here we go. Any video I use for awareness purposes. I do not get any money from YouTube, nor do I want any money from your social media platforms. I don't give a French toast about money. Money is going to leave this planet with the moon and the multi-cell organisms that are here. Money is, when I mean leave the planet, you're going to leave my life because you're not going anywhere. I want you to know that. You're just going to be in a different part of the planet away from us. So money, your religion, your science, all of that shit, nothing's going to save you. It's all going on. It's all leaving my life. And that's the most important thing. Not just my life. It's leaving the prokaryotic cell life. The multi-cell organism and all the shit that came with the multi-cell organism will not be amongst us. Now, any video I use for awareness purposes only. I am not a teacher. I am merely a beacon of light, just bringing awareness to what's going on the planet. This doesn't mean because I love my race, I hate another race. I don't love my race to the point where as though I want to enslave another race. In fact, I love my race so much that I want to show other races on how to be creative. Exactly by dealing with my own species, not by sitting there trying to be hand in hand with your ass. No, that's not happening. So let me play this video. Boom.
This high energy impact occurs at the micro level and has enormous potential to trigger a shift of the planet's core. Galactic radiation disrupts the life cycles of the biosphere. Trees begin to massively emit more carbon dioxide, whereas swamps emit compounds of deadly gases. This time, Earth may become another dead planet, just like Mars. The planet's immune system is now destroyed by the toxins that our technogenic civilization has excreted. The planet's diseased organism might not survive the enormous stresses which cyclicity creates every 12,000 years.
Notice, every 12,000 years. Now, when did they say life started on this planet? Huh? When did they say life supposedly started on this planet? 12,000 years ago, right? Just think about this, people. Now, when you're watching this video, I'm going to interject, but you must use your third eye. Remember something. They are racing against the sun. This is all about them racing against the sun. There will be no more vegetation for them to eat. There will be no more clean water for them to eat. And only way you're going to get clean water is that you're going to actually have to walk out in the sun. And that is not going to work for them. Understand that. The only way you're going to get vegetables and stuff to eat is that you're going to have to walk out into the sun. That's not going to happen.
Every 24,000 years, disasters are even more devastating since the solar system gets closer to the radiation from the center of the universe. We are now getting into this point of the near interaction. The planet is living its last years, and so are we, if we remain idle.
As you just heard in the video, the changes in the core are triggered by a cosmic impact that comes from the center of the universe. Our planet is affected by this cosmic impact every 12,000 and 24,000 years. Why does the cycle have such a time period? The galaxy makes a complete revolution around its axis in 220 million years. This means that the 12,000-year cycle is not a cycle of a galactic rotation. Is it possible that once every 12,000 years we are impacted by some kind of pulsar?
Understand where you get to 12 from. 12 zodiac sign, you had 12 cranial nerves. Understand that 12 strands of DNA. Understand where they're getting the 12 from. So just remind you, even though these are independent, understand something. They are still using some of the information and knowledge that has been passed down by you know who. But they're just giving you a different perspective of what's really taking place.
There are no radiation sources along the path of our solar system that would create such high energy bursts every 12,000 or 24,000 years that would affect the course of the planets. This suggests that we do not yet know very well how the galaxy works. The question is, to what creates this impact is understudied. Nevertheless, every 12,000 years there occurs an enormous impact affecting the entire solar system, and every 24,000 years it is an order of magnitude more powerful. The entire solar system becomes exposed to a certain high energy impact from the deep space. Let's call it external cosmic impact. This is a type of energy that has not yet been practically studied by modern science. We only see the consequences of the impact of this energy, resulting in changes in the core and catastrophes of a planetary scale. This impact of an extremely high energy, which causes significant changes in the microcosm. For example, between year 2003 and 2013, there occurred a critical decrease in the proton charge radius of the hydrogen atom by 4%. This constant was previously considered to be stable. For some people, this information does not mean anything, but for many who understand what it means, it was terrible news and a major harbinger. In other words, this radiation is capable of affecting not only the course of the planet, but also the microcosm. We'll talk further today about what this impact is.
There is one more very important thing that we need to understand now. If the planet has made it through the previous cycle, albeit with great losses, yet it made it through, these times the thing will be much worse. Having summed up all signs of the climatic changes on Earth, we have found that today's events are progressing much more rapidly than in the previous cycle. What is happening in our planet now in previous cycle, it was at the second stage, while we are experiencing it at the first stage. And these indicate that subsequent climatic disaster will be many times more severe and devastating, and that the planet will not survive them. Why? Because we have destroyed the ecology of our planet, in fact, killed its immunity. This is the anthropogenic factor that we will not be able to change in such a short period of time. All dates indicate that destructive processes are only getting worse and accelerating. We have been told that such a change would take thousands of years, but it's nonsense. Everything is happening much faster. And you can already find statement by the scientists that climatic changes predicted to take place in 100 years are happening now. Thanks to God that there are scientists who say that they have miscalculated, that they were wrong.
Pause. Now, they said some scientists came out and stated that the problems or the catastrophic events that will take place on the planet, they never denied that it's going to take place. But what they stated to you in mainstream, that it's going to take hundreds of years. No. When you watch Khalid video, I told you this shit we are in a 7-year tribulation. It took thousands of years to get us in this condition. It's going to take a 7-year tribulation to get us right back where we belong at. This shit is happening fast, people. When I say fast, it's happening faster than I can utter these words out of my mouth. And they know this.
That everything is happening faster in an avalanche-like manner, and it is more serious than it seems. But we have been talking about this for a long time already.
Let us draw intermediate conclusions. We're now entering a more dangerous cycle of cataclysms of 24,000 years. In the meantime, the planet's ecology was killed and the planet's immunity weakened. While we have not even entered the peak of the cycle at this point, disasters and cataclysms are already escalating at an alarming rate. In this case, underground bunkers will not help, as they will simply melt, because
Woo! 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 Underground bunkers will not help. Simply melt. Where you going to run to? I told you there will be no stone left unturned. You will not run from this. We will all have to face the sun. We will all face judgment on this planet. Believe that.
Is ascending from below. And now, the key question of our report, how much time is left before the catastrophe of our cycle happens? Please take a look at the seismic activity graph again, please. You can clearly see the exponential growth and uncontrolled exponential increase in the number of earthquakes. This progression has a mathematical pattern. So having calculated it together with the best scientists, geologists, and analysts, we have modeled the progression in which earthquakes will accelerate in the future. And what we discovered was utterly terrifying. Why? Take a look for yourself. As you can see, the rate of increase in seismic activity is shocking. At each successive stage, the number of earthquakes increases 3 times as much. The more earthquakes will happen, the magnitude of them will increase more. And by 2028, there will be 1,000 destructive earthquakes a day on Earth. Whereas in 2036, there will be over 1 million earthquakes a year. Just think about it, more than 1 million earthquakes a year. What is this, if not our end? Already in 2028, life will be almost unbearable. That's literally in 6 years. Just think, your comfortable family life, your business, your plans will be over in 6 years.
Pause. Yo, Slow motion to the left, slow motion to the right. Hold the fuck up. Hold on. Let me get onto this motherfucking plane again. Hold. Deep right center field. That baby's out of here. So niggas, I told y'all. But hold on. What I tell y'all before? Get money. Get motherfucking vagina. You understand? If you're gay, be the best gay nigga you could possibly be. If you're a killer, be the best killer you could possibly be. Do that shit. Go all the fuck out. Go all out. Go all out. Do your motherfucking thing. Ignore the sign. Ignore what your physical two eyes is seeing. Let me take pictures. Oh my gosh. I never seen clouds like this before. Oh my gosh, there's something moving in the sky. Oh my gosh, you see this over here? Listen, rock out. Do your motherfucking thing. Do your thing. But I can tell you one thing. Somebody got some paying up to fucking do. Big time. In 6 years, she said your beautiful life, your comfortable living, your business plans, all of it. You can forget about it. Listen, let me just tell y'all this. I'm not celebrating nobody's demise. I'm just celebrating our rise. Let me say this to you, right? If there was a creator out there, you understand that do you honestly believe that this is the type of life that this creator will want you to live? Hold on for 1 second. Let me hold on for 1 second. Hold on for 1 second. Hold on for 1 second. Hold up. Do you honestly believe that this is the type of life?
That's why I'm done with you niggas, man.
Pause. Don't worry about it, brother. I got you. Let me show you this right here. Let me show you this. For my black woman, I love you. Let me show you this. No, Matt. Let me show you this. You see this right here? They took this video down off of YouTube. But YouTube, you ain't got no problem. You ain't got no problem showing my brothers and sisters killing each other. Instagram, you ain't got no problem showing our sisters belittling each other, and more important, belittling themselves. You ain't got no problem doing none of that. That's not an issue at all with you. But see, this young girl was inside of a cell, and this prison guard raped her. This officer, 15-year-old black girl, raped in a cell. You ain't got no problem showing that right there. Hold on, let me get off of this and come back on here. You ain't got no problem showing my brothers and sisters murdering and killing each other and degrading ourselves. Even taking movie roles to continue our degradation across the world. You have no problem with that. But you took this video down. You won't let this video play right here. See, and I don't understand my sisters out here. How you let Ike and Tina, how you allow movie roles, Baby Boy, destroy the connection that you have with your creation. I don't understand it. I truly cannot fathom this shit. And let me just tell you this. Hold on, let me get off of this. My brothers that really want to be fathers, I want you to know this. Let me explain something to you. There is going to be justice. You're going to bring structure. All that shit, how they use right now in the system with your kid, and they running their fucking mouths, being disrespectful to you, and then go run up into this white man, this artificial race man arms, and thinking he protecting them. You have no idea. Mother Universe is not going to hold you accountable for doing what the fuck you need to do for yours. Even if you got to get rid of her and so she can fertilize the earth and you take your kids with you. And the same thing goes vice versa with a woman to a man. This shit has to stop. You better believe it, and it's going to stop. This is outright disrespectful. This is outright, I mean, you have the slightest, sometimes I can't even fathom the words. to know what they have done to us. How many historian books you need to read to know about the cages and chains and the experimentations that they have done on us? But yet you love them and value them and you trust them more than you trust us. You can show a picture of a white police officer, a white doctor, a fucking white nurse, and then show a picture right next to him with a black guy with just sweatpants on. And you ask them, you can show them to your children, and you say, who do you trust first? You can even put a picture of Jesus on there, and you ask them, ask your child, after you put a picture of each one there, try it for yourself. Ask them, who do you trust first? And I guarantee you, the nigga with the sweatpants and the hoodie will not be trusted by our own fucking children. You know why? Because it's starting with you. But you don't want to see that. You don't want to see it. But let me explain something. Let me finish playing this movie. It ain't a movie. Let me finish playing this. Because guess what? We're going to be our own judge, jury, and executioner down here. And then we're going to be judged off of that. See, this is what Mother Universe is going to do. The power grid is going to go down. But she has to create the big separation. She has to let you get the opportunity to have knowledge of self. This is why you're getting these energy bursts right now. Because they would been shut the lights out. But it's universal law that they have to follow. So you're getting these energy bursts right now. So that the true black man can turn into the real galactic man. So he can turn into himself. All of us are not going to do it. We already understand that. All of us are not going to do it. But however, during that time, when the power go out, the food is cut low, there is nothing else other than to survive. That's it. And with each other, guess what's going to happen? Guess what's going to happen? We're going to watch. They're going to watch. They're going to observe. And they're going to see who's who. Righteousness is one thing. You out here taking life, just because you got an opportunity to take a life, that's something different. But guess what? Some of us going to need new vessels. Believe that. Some of us are going to need new vessels because some of our vessels are so toxic. Some of these people out here, men and women, are so they are more dangerous. They are more a detriment to our own species than the other races of people now. That's why it has to separate in order for us to see who's who. See, our brothers and sisters, the universe already know. Mother already said, wait a minute. I know how you feel, but let's separate so we can see who's who. So we can see who's a part of us truly and who want to move like them. You see, that's what's happening. And you don't see it coming. You don't see it coming, but it's happening fast, exponentially too. You're going to go to sleep and wake up tomorrow and it's going to be a whole new different change. Believe me, when I tell you. Let me get on over here. Let me get back on over here. Hold on.
And in 2036, the end of all humanity will come.
Whoa! And what's this? 2 minutes and what the hell? 2 minutes. Let me tap that back a little bit. Let me tap that back for just a look. Matter of fact, nigga, I didn't want to go back that far. Oh my God. See? All right, we're gonna go right here. I didn't want to go back that far. Hot damn. All right, come on, let's go right there.
Pattern. So having calculated it together with the best scientists, geologists, and analysts, we have modeled the progression in which earthquakes will accelerate in the future. And what we discovered was utterly terrifying. Why? Take a look for yourself. As you can see, the rate of increase in seismic activity is shocking. At each successive stage, the number of earthquakes increases 3 times as much. The more earthquakes will happen, the magnitude of them will increase more. And by 2028, there will be 1,000 destructive earthquakes a day on Earth. Whereas in 2036, there will be over 1 million earthquakes a year. Just think about it, more than 1 million earthquakes a year. What is this, if not our end? Already in 2028, life will be almost unbearable. That's literally in 6 years. Just think, Your comfortable family life, your business, your plans will be over in 6 years. And in 2036, the end of all humanity will come.
Woo! The end of all humanity will come. I guess these people getting high. I guess these people are on drugs. I guess these people are what did they call me? Crazy. Huh?
Why do we use an exponential growth model in our calculations rather than a linear growth model as proponents of anthropogenic global warming theory do?
Hold on, people. I want to speed this up a little bit because they all give up. They all give up some good high information. But I want to listen. I'm gonna put the link to this in the I'm gonna put the link to this in the I'm gonna put the link to this in the. Oh yeah, here we go. I gotta get her on here. I'm gonna put the link to this. Now, mind you, what does this woman look like? You ever see the movie Terminator? Clyde, you're an asshole. I know I am. Hold up. I gotta move this up a little bit. Here we go. All of them up there on this panel. Here we go.
False theories. But this year has shown itself in full force. And everyone is already worried.
Come on, wait a minute. Let me get her. I gotta get her. Paul back. Go back, Clyde. Go back. I gotta get her. Here we go. Oh, did they cut my sound? They cut my sound?
One of our good friends spoke up that it was true, and he's no longer with us because he opened his mouth and wanted to tell, to scientifically substantiate, to refute that criticism by those opportunists, grand eaters, and liars from science, and he paid for it with his life.
So again, these independent scientists that come out and relate this information to the mainstream scientists, they get murdered for telling the truth. Just like if you look at the movie 2012 and all the other movies that when the earth was coming to an end, disasters, do you not understand this? Do you not understand what's really taking place? Don't worry about it.
Well, he was the one of the inventors of this very portable neutrino detector. And he was one of those who walked many miles carrying it. And the fact, the scientific fact was established that neutrinos in huge quantities began to emit from our planet. This is really the fact. And now it has been already confirmed by other scientists too. This has been public information in recent years.
All right, that must be just a part where it was where the value.
Has the world scientific community been doing all these years? It has been diverting people's attention from the real causes of climate change by offering them false theories. One group of scientists was on the side of the theory of anthropogenic CO2. In contrast, another group claimed that the climate was not changing at all. Nevertheless, today, it is already evident to everyone that the climate is changing more and more. Therefore, many people trying to comfort themselves are deluded by false theories. But this year has shown itself in full force, and everyone is already worried. What populist scientists have predicted to happen 100 years from now is happening today.
Pause. this is my advice to, this is going to affect women a lot. My advice to you is to get you some water, get you some non-perishable foods, get yourself a little, some protection if you have it, and you can sit there with you can listen to other people if you want to, and you can sit there and say, well, I'm not going to manifest this. I'm not going to manifest this, Colossal. I'm not worried about this. Let me say this to you. You can live in that fucking dream world if you want to. You can live in that world if you want to. This is reality here. And I'm going to tell you why the surface of this planet and everyone is going to feel it. Let me tell you why. Every 30 seconds, one of our babies are going missing. Hold on. Every 30 seconds, one of our babies are going missing. Hold on. Here we go. Oh, they won't even let me email it to myself. Hold on. So therefore, let me play it for you this way. You know what? They won't even let me email this video to myself. So you know what? I'm not even going to play it because I don't want them to block this video. I don't want them. So what I'm going to do is the next video I do, I'm just going to play that video so that y'all can see it for yourselves. That's what I'm going to do because I don't want them to block it. So this video is very important right here. So I'm going to go ahead and let this play. But let me just say this to you, my sisters. Get some non-perishable goods. Get you some water. Get you some protection. Get you some candles. Build a bond with your sister. And if you can, if you have children by a male, try to enlighten him. But I want you to know something. When things hit the fan, remember the food that you have stocked up. Remember when he told you that he wasn't trying to hear what you had to say. He didn't believe what you were trying to say because he himself was disconnected from the cosmos. Understand something. Do not open your door and allow him in your home. You have to understand something. That will be a detriment to you and your children. Some people stay together some people stay together in a relationship and they think by staying together and showing the world that they were together in a relationship that is beneficial to our children, but not if the relationship is toxic. If your children are seeing you arguing and disagreements on all the time, sometimes it's better to let that individual go and you have a peaceful home than rather a reckless one. Because you don't want your children are absorbing that frequency and that energy. So what is he going to do when he's come back when things hit the fan? Oh, I remember she telling me about this. Babe, let me in, babe. Like, babe, we gonna need to survive together. No, we don't. You should have been doing what you should have been assisting me with planning this because this was coming. And it's not like it's not coming, or it's not like any of your presidents, more importantly, Biden, and not telling you. It's not like it's not saying it over the news, climate change. They are telling you this because it's universal law, because you still got to tell the so-called sleep people. You got to give them signs, the so-called sleep people. And because there is another group of people that aren't sleep, that sees what's going on, that's trying to inform the sleep people as well. But if they choose to stay asleep until shit hit the fan and then think they're going to come to you and rely on you, sisters, I done gave you the warning. Don't let that individual in. Please don't. It will be more of a detriment to you and your species, to you and your creation inside of your household. Here's another tip for you. You're living in these apartment complexes. That's not a good place for you to be at. Sorry to tell you that. Again, listen, some people don't have the means and the money to move. You know why we don't have that? Because we don't have a bond with our sisters. See, let me tell you something. If sisters got together and had a bond, they would be all right. they would truly be all right. But we all thinking individually. We are all selfish instead of being selfless. And because of that, most of us are going to perish. Sad to say, but it's truth. These apartment complexes are like prisons. I mean, look at how many movies that you've seen, horror movies, World War Z, and so forth. These are apartment complexes where your neighbor snapped out or your neighbor did this. You don't know what your neighbor might try to start a fire in the house to try to keep warm, and next thing you know, you're burning down. You don't know. So if you have the means to get out of those residential areas, those places, please do so. If you don't, then again, make sure that you know your surroundings and have an exit plan, that you're not on the 15th motherfucking floor. You feel what I'm saying to you? You're not so far up that you have to jump out a window. You jump out a window and break your legs. Listen, this is reality, my brothers and sisters. This is reality. The universe is disappointed, but she is still loving and nurturing at the same time. We have turned a deaf ear and a blind eye to one another. And more importantly, we have abandoned our children. We must face that reality. And other species are going to face their reality. My brothers, your time is now. Our time is now. Our time is to build our sisters up and get our communities, get our women ready, get our women communicating with one another, not just having babies by multiple women, getting them on the same accord. This not just having sex with multiple women, being disciplined and getting the women that you do have sex with on one accord. This is real. This is happening fast. You can ignore my words. That's fine. Who am I? No fucking body. I'm somebody to me. I'm somebody to the people in my circle. But who am I to you? Nobody. I'm your reflection. But you don't have to do what you don't have to trust me. Trust the data. That's what you do. Trust yourself. But first and foremost, trust yourself. Trust your inner being. What is your inner being saying to you when you're looking at this video? What is it really saying to you? When you walk outside and you see the trajectory of the sun and the colors that the sun is emitting now around the clouds, what do you see? What do you see? What do you feel? What is your inner being telling you? One of the things that I picked up from that message in 1977. One of the things that I picked up from that message in 1977, be sensitive to that inner voice. It will guide you. It will let you know what is chaos, what is lies, what is truth. Be sensitive to your inner voice. What is your inner voice telling you as I push play on this?
The world we are used to no longer exists. And now we must make a mature decision about how to protect ourselves from the climate Cerberus. Let's walk through this in order. We have only 5 to 6 relatively stable years. During this time, we must find a way to counteract the radiation that is now destabilizing our planet's core and causing climate disasters.
Wait a minute. Did you hear that? Radiation. Radiation. Why I'm out there with that UV reader all the time? And what the other people were saying to me, what the mixed cell organism was saying to me. Oh, Kalai, you out there with your little UV reader. You out there with your little orange device. You out there with your little UVC reader. Hold on, let me get off of this shit real quick. Remember that, people? Are you out there with your little UVC reader? You out there with your little radiation reader? Go out there and film your sky and look at the sun collide. You out there with your little orange reader? Yeah, I'm on point. What you on? 5 to 6 years? I'm gonna say that shit. You can take 5 to 6 years and you can cut that shit down about 2.5 to 3. You out there with your little UV reader? Stop getting high, Kalai. Yeah, okay. Well, I stopped smoking weed. I did stop doing that because that was the only drug I think I was doing.
Scientists do not know the nature of this radiation, which means we are still defenseless against this terrible threat. As humanity, we now have 2 essential tasks. First is to study the nature of cosmic radiation. The second is to find an energy source equivalent or superior to the radiation coming from space.
Pause. Did you hear that right there? First thing, they have to want to study the radiation. So in order for you to study radiation, that means you got to get close to the radiation. And I don't think that's going to work. So now you got to find something superior to that radiation to combat that. I don't think anybody on this planet has the ability to stop the sun and what's happening with the sun. Now, you know, it's a joke. Let me rewind this a little bit. Here we go. So you can hear this again. I told y'all the sun is separating us. And you must have what? The blood of the sun and the consciousness of the universe in order to move forward in what we call the age of Aquarius. So I don't give a damn what other race get on here. I don't give a damn what other race get on and talk about, oh, our galactic brothers and sisters, the federal, what do they call it? The Federal Galactic Federation. Oh, they're going to help us. They're going to be so kind to us. They're going to help us because you know why? I never beat a black person. I never lynched a black person, nor have I ever arrested a black person. But yeah, your species, everything you have, the life that you are living is living off my species, and your species is continuing even to this very day to police us, educate us, psychologically and medically evaluate us. And you still want to sit back and think that's A-okay because you drink tea and fucking hum outside next to trees. Keep on thinking this shit's a game.
The second is to find an energy source equivalent or superior to the radiation coming from space to counteract it. To solve these problems, we need competent scientists who are kept in closed laboratories around the world. These scientists study the energy we need, but they do it only to develop new kinds of weapons. No government will give them up because these scientists ensure the state's military powers. Since the time to solve the problems we face is catastrophically short, only 5 to 6 years, it is possible to cope with them only by combining the intellectual potential of competent scientists of the whole world. The scientists we all often hear about in the media, those for whom grants and titles are important, will not help us solve this problem. Even if countries agreed on any scientific corporation in this area today, we would end up with grant eaters, plagiarists, and opportunists sitting at this table. That is because no state in modern society will give up its best scientists. Right now, the power of a few over the billions is in charge, and they will fight for it to the end. It is impossible to bring together specialists from competing closed laboratories. Such are the rules of our consumerist format. What is the solution? We need to ensure that these scientists don't need to develop weapons and that countries don't need to defend themselves. That sounds impossible in our consumerist format. So the only way to free real scientists is to change the format of society to one where wars will be impossible and forever eliminated. In this way, real scientists around the world will have the opportunity to devote their full attention to solving the global climate threat.
Pause. Let me pull this image up one more time. You see these people right here? They're controlled by this individual right here. They're controlled by these individuals right here. Hold on, let me pull this up. And those individuals, pause, are controlled by this individual right here. The three at the bottom are controlled by this individual right here. This individual right here is a puppet. You understand? He is a puppet. This individual right here runs the entire fucking show. I just want y'all to know he runs the entire show. The entire show. Now, these individuals right here off the bottom is giving orders to these individuals. And let me just explain something to you. These individuals don't even talk to these individuals. They talk to something else that take orders from them, and they talk to the Sumerian god. Like, there's levels to this, my people. That the nigga that's at the top, that's on his way to be revealed to all of us. Let me explain something to you. He don't even have conversations with these clowns right here. And let me just tell you this: people wouldn't even call this jokers a clown, because they people nowadays wouldn't even call it. They like, no, who you talking about? Jacob Rothschild? You talking about David Rockefeller? Oh no, man, how you saying this stuff? Oh my gosh, how you saying? Man, these are clowns, bro. These are literally clowns. That's what they are. Clowns, prostitutes, for real, for real. I call them prostitutes.
And this must be realized as soon as possible, because time is running out.
You better believe it.
10 years ago, when the situation with the climate and its progression became apparent to us, we realized that a new format of society was required. And because that would bring about a global change worldwide, it is necessary to consider all the factors that ensure the safety of society in an integrated way. We studied the world's historical experience to account for all of humanity's mistakes. The main thing we understood is that the new model of society must meet the needs of all people. After all, we as humankind have already fought enough and gone through economic crisis, famine, and wars. And all this has been repeated in a vicious circle for thousands of years. Therefore, if we change the format of society, it must be a radical change, and one that will provide the best living conditions for all people.
Throughout the past 10 years, we, together with volunteers and experts from all over the world, have conducted extensive analytical work and numerous social surveys worldwide. We surveyed millions of people in over 180 countries, conducted interviews and consultation, and held international roundtables and conferences with experts in various fields. By studying and analyzing the needs of people around the world, we have been able to create a working model that transforms every aspect of society. And most importantly, it ensures that scientists can come together to solve the climate problem as quickly as possible. Based on a comprehensive analysis of the will of people, the 8 pillars that make this model work were formed. They embody what all people want. We have called this model the Creative Society. Further on, we will be using this term, but it can be called differently. It is not the name, but the essence of this model, which will help us to cope with the global climate disasters. In today's forum, we will look more closely at what this model is. For now, let's look at its fundamental differences from the current format of society. First, in the creative society, the priority of everything is life, but not profit, as we have it right now. Second, power will belong to the people and will not be concentrated in one hands of a single person or a particular group of people.
That's a fact. Hold on, let me see. I want to move up to something. Hold on. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. I want to move. I'm not gonna play this too much more longer, my people, because it's enough sauce. I can just leave. I'm gonna put a link down so y'all can check it out for yourselves. Oh yeah, hold on. I gotta go. This is good enough. Let me see.
Help us to cope with the global climate disasters. In today's forum, we will look more closely at what.
Fuck, the video skipped that far back. Bear with me, my people. See, I didn't watch this whole video, but I watched enough of what I wanted to share with you.
Flow of information.
We're gonna back this up. We're gonna back this up.
Second,
here we go.
Power will belong to the people and will not be concentrated in one hands of a single person or a particular group of people. It is as we see it today. These fundamental principles forever preclude the possibilities of war. Indeed, today we are talking about the question of everyone's survival. It is no longer a question of conflicts or wars. The threat is over everyone, over everybody. Any war can be stopped, given the will to do so. But what is happening now with the climate, we can only stop if we build the creative society.
So wars can be stopped. What's taking place? What did I say? Judgment Day is inevitable. You can't stop what's taking place on the planet with the sun. You can't stop what's taking place in the cosmos.
We like it or not, it is a forced measure because it is the only model of society that forever eliminates wars, freeing scientists from closed laboratories and allowing them to gather together at the same table. As a result, we will find a way out of the climate collapse as in a short as possible time. We now see that only the model of the creative society gives the humanity a real chance to survive.
Okay, cool. Damn, I was trying to get to this part. It's cool. I'm only gonna let this play a little bit more longer. I'll put the link at the bottom for you.
Dr. Seema Manral Nagy, Director, Principal, Sanjeevani World School, Mumbai, Life and Happiness Coach. She is the Vice President of Rotary Club of Mumbai, West Coast, and Social Ambassador of Indian Development Foundation, as well as an awardee of the Nation Builder Award from Rotary. Dr. Nagy is associated with many educational and social organizations and contributes her time and efforts for the betterment of the educational system and society. She's an international speaker and is highly regarded in 7 countries. Dr. Nagy has been bestowed with many prestigious national and international awards. Her work has been recognized in the World Book of Records, UK, Asian World Records, and the Great Indian Book of Records in personal and professional categories. Welcome, Dr. Nagy. The floor is yours.
Is increasing day by day. Millions of people across the globe have already experienced the terror, being left on their own with the raging natural disaster, and millions have become climate refugees. The progression is gaining momentum. While we continue to argue about the causes, ignore the facts, or simply ignore everything that is happening. Friends, this is suicide. Yes, I understand that the flow of information bombarding each one of us today, it's very difficult to discern the grain of truth. But it is there. Today, we have all heard about the true causes of climate change. We have all heard about how many years we have left to unite all of our scientific potential. It is impossible to overstate how important this information is today. If you have any doubt, take it and calculate it yourself. Compare all the data and all the numbers that have been presented today. This is actually already happening. See for yourself that this is fact. We should have started to act long time ago. We Rotarians got acquainted with the report earlier. And thank you for giving it to us. We have had time to reconsider a lot of things. And now it is important to take action so that we have time to save all of us, all of humanity. If everyone else has any doubt, check it for yourself. I do understand that it's scary, but we at Rotary have faced challenges more than once, and this experience will help us now as well. Right now, we need unity and courage of all Rotarians more than ever. And then we will succeed because our strength and survival is only in unity. Thank you.
Notice this dot in our head, right? Know what that meant represent, right? Each one of these races that was created took something from us.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nagy. And we pass the floor to the next distinguished speaker, Mr. Marco Antonio Hernandez, President of the Rotary Club of Cordillera de Peñalolén from Chile.
Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Marco Antonio Hernandez Fuentes. I have the honor of being a president for the period from 2022 to 2023 of the Rotary Club, Cordillera de Peñalolén of Santiago de Chile. And today, we're working hard, focused on being successful in society and being its participants. I would love to complete and share the information with our club and with all people about this wonderful privilege that we have the opportunity to learn about today. It is called a creative society through which unity gains power, and it is fundamental. Thank you for this wonderful, unique chance to share with you my impressions after watching, listening, and enjoying the previous forum, a message to humanity. I have the opportunity to express my feelings about this and share this moment with you. In my life, I always try to help, participate, and get involved in the life of society. And I thought that it was enough. I always cared about helping those who were in need. But after I became familiar with this forum and following all the conversations, everything had changed. I felt needed. I felt like a person who had to do more. I had to step out of my comfort zone that I thought was a part of my life. I felt like I had to leave that comfort zone. And I really wanted to be able to share and express this new experience by learning and realizing that we don't have much time left in this world if we don't act, if we don't react. So I decided to react.
I decided to express this feeling to my closest friends. And I shared with them the information about what will affect the whole world in the coming years. But it was my first knockout, so to speak. Indifference, doubts, and individualism. And very few people accepted what I shared. It made me think, it made me reflect on the fact that maybe not everyone is ready to carry the message to share something as you might think. I believe something needs to be done first. The message is very clear and specific, but it takes preparation. I feel that with this personal experience, you need to speak to people. Nothing impresses people better than respect and trust, and this is fundamental so that the idea of the creative society could be accepted without fear, without doubt, and could do its job. This society needs these kinds of values. It needs our trust, it needs our respect, and we're going to achieve that. That's why the tagline of this forum is Global Crisis, Our Survival is in Unity. That's the connecting link, to give trust, dissipate fear, and come out of the state of comfort that we're in. I think these three elements are fundamental. I appeal to everyone who sees and listens to us. There is no greater joy than the one you can experience when someone you invite says, "Yes, I will come." Thank you for this moment, for the
Now, hold on. I want to speed this up to something. Here we go.
There was a fire on September 3rd. It started in the afternoon. You could see the smoke very far away. Then closer to the evening, everything just burned up in a blink of an eye.
The police officers were running into the houses and shouting, "Run for your lives as fast as you can. Save yourselves."
People were evacuated. There were buses, rotation workers. Some evacuated in their own cars. Everybody evacuated as fast as they could. People grabbed things they could stuff in their cars and left.
My daughter grabbed me and her 4 children, put us in the car, and we drove off. A very large flame was coming. There was smoke. We began to suffocate. When I drove closer to my house, I wasn't shocked. I was hysterical. Only the walls were standing there. Everything was burned. The house, the cars, the documents. There was nothing left. That was unbelievable. I don't wish anyone to see anything like this. It was terrifying. In my 60 years, I have never seen anything like that. Not even in a horror movie, to be honest.
We're going to keep living here. Plus, there's a forest, nature, and fresh air all around. It seems like yesterday, everything was there. Everything was good. And now you're standing here and looking around, and there's nothing.
It was something that we were not even expecting. Like, it just came within the blink of an eye. Like 24 hours ago, everything was perfect. And then we came to that the flood is almost here.
We have suffered a lot here. Our rice crop has been washed away in the flood. There was water all around us. No electricity. We had nothing to eat or drink. We were alone.
People were going out of their homes. They were struggling to save their homes. The most shocking, we saw 4 to 5 children and one mother living in water.
There was nothing to eat, only water, which we survived by drinking. Cattle were also dying of hunger. This is the whole scene before you. Our houses have fallen. We are just living under such an open sky.
More than 1,000 people have been killed for the last 24 hours.
There have been floods before, but it was not expected that there would be so much flood this time.
This devastating flood in Pakistan, it's a wake-up call, not only to Pakistan, but to the world as well on the threats of climate change. And this record-breaking rain could devastate any country.
Why have the monsoon rains in Pakistan become abnormally heavily? In recent years, there has been a sharp acceleration in the rotation of our planet. This is causing magma to rise actively from the bowels of the Earth towards the surface. The red-hot magma is getting closer to the crust and is causing groundwater to evaporate in large quantities, causing catastrophic floods in different parts of the world.
Pause. Remember when they were talking about fog, and I told y'all that ain't fog, that's steam? Apparently, y'all didn't hear me, understand when I told y'all that. I said that ain't fog, my people, that's steam.
We didn't expect it. The weather was just clean. I've been here in the Netherlands for almost 36 years, and I've never seen a tornado like that before. This is insane. It can damage a lot. And what is next? Maybe it's going to be an F2 and F3. What's going to do then?
They won't live comfortable no more. No more comfortability. No more comfortability.
I've never seen in my life like this earthquake. It was really long. We were really scared.
4 people in my family died. I buried them today. Moreover, 12 relatives were hurt. I feel helpless. I don't have any money left.
Many people were wounded, many people were died, and many homes were destroyed. Until the end of the day, there were more than 1,000 people who lost their lives, and more than 1,500 people were injured.
People were crying and screaming all around because their houses had fallen down. Women and children were trapped underground. Many of
Pause. Before, listen to me. We have souls. So I know when we look at this stuff, we feel, we like, wow, you know what I mean? Like the women, the children. Yes, I don't want to see nothing happen, but I need us to separate by any means necessary. I need you to remember your screams and cry, mother of humanity. I need you to think about them when we were living along the coastlines and we wasn't bothering no one. And we even welcomed them inside of our homes to our table and treated them better than their own creator have treated them. And you know how you learn Islam? Through rape and abuse. You know how you holla Allahu Akbar? Through rape and abuse. That's how you learned that. So I need you to keep that in mind as well. Everything that's taking place with them, they brought it on themselves. Just like everything that's going to take place with us, we brought it on ourselves. I need you to keep that in your mind when you are looking at what I am showing you.
died.
Why are there more and more destructive earthquakes in Afghanistan? The increase in the number of earthquakes in Afghanistan is a result of a rise of magma. Because of the increase in pressure, magma rushes upwards towards the crust and increases the number of earthquakes around the world.
There was no prevention because it was not expected. Within 1 hour, we were flooded. Usually that flooding might be caused by 2 days of rain.
It is for the first time that I saw people desperately leaving their own homes to other places. That was the most shocking part for me. Imagine forcefully being asked to leave your own home because of a natural phenomenon that you don't have any other thing to do, and becoming a refugee in your own city or displaced in your own city.
So basically, the situation was really bad. Young kids were swept who are in these houses. We recovered many bodies.
It just came with nobody aware. The area that they are walking sank, houses sank, cars were taken off by water. I lost my friend in it, watched the car sink when I can't tell. And then I come back here in the jail, the same thing happened. And I think this is continuing. It's gonna go from country to country.
Hit that like button, my people. Hit that like button. You only gonna log off of this if you don't like reality. Hit that like button. You only gonna log off of this if you don't like reality. Don't worry about it. You can't run from reality. That's what they tell you. Everything gonna be okay. Meanwhile, this is going on.
Holy crap.
Oh my gosh. I can tell you that I've been here 29 years. I've never experienced or seen anything like this. Our families have lost everything.
It was intense fear. Watching the water come up our street, knowing we only had minutes to get out.
It was horrified. My trailer shaking back and forth. I thought Andrew was terrible. This beats it.
There are many people who do not have the resources to leave.
I told my brother we have no choice but to survive and die. If we don't get out and get our family to safety, the worst happens. We did it. The outside. Your grandma. Baby.
You left her out a message. Yeah, I just said, I love you. It's all underwater. It's very sad. I know that there was people screaming for help and people still on roofs. We don't have a place to go.
Today, it was us who suffered. We were attacked by the climate Cerberus. It destroyed our homes. It took our lives. But now, it's coming for you. Are you ready for its arrival?
Tell me, how is it?
After he speak, I'm gonna cut this off.
Oh, how is it that we're suffering from the climate? These people have now shared their stories. They've had to face the climate and experience all of its ferocity. Millions of people have been left without homes. And even now, as hundreds of millions of people around the world are dying and suffering from climate disasters, this truth is being hidden from us. But why? Why are we not told the whole truth about what is happening to the planet? How long will we play the silent game? After all, even in the report on the future of humanity, it began to be removed just a week after it was released, after it was published. Who benefits from keeping us people in the dark?
So after they published it, a week after it was published, it was removed. Let me show you who did this. Let me show you. Yeah. Let me show you who removed it. Right here. Right here, they removed it. A week after it was published to tell them the fate of humanity and what's taking place, it was removed.
Answer is obvious. Those in power and their lackey scientists. After all, they are the ones who have been screwing us over the $4 trillion and continue ripping us off. You don't believe me? Look at your utility bills. Why the hell do I have to pay triple price for the same light and heat? Let the genius who came up with the green energy issue answer this question for me. Where are the benefits for the simple invention and for the common people, which give power to these swindlers? I ask, where are these benefits of the green energy? Where is the reduction of CO2? The environmentalists themselves are saying we don't even have 10 years left, and in the mathematical model we've heard today, there are 14 years at least. So much for the future. I really wonder if the authorities of any country have started to budge. Have they done anything to save people during this time? I don't think so. Now, instead of consolidating everyone and everything gets crumbled and separated. You, Judas, have sold out. You don't care about people's lives. You don't care about the truth. That's why you ignore reality and bark at those who act to save humanity. But never mind. Let's see how you will change your tune when the climate has its say. Then your lies will become so obvious to all that you will be simply torn to pieces by your own patrons. And if they don't, people frantic with grief will. Our people is one big multi-story house. It is collapsing. It is burning. And it is bursting at the seams. You, on the other hand, climbed up high to convince us that everything is fine. But that's a lie. Your floor and flat may not be burning today, but the rest of us are on fire and choking on the smoke. Just think what you will tell the people who will lose everything in one instant. How will you explain to them that all of your actions are a scam and a fraud? That you are just making money off of us, filling your pockets and mouths, justifying your nonsense with scientific postulates. Now then, you freaks, answer me, where is my money? Once again, you bastards, where is my money? Show me where you spend it. Will any of you even be able to answer that question? Where to and what did you really spend it on? And how has it improved my life? In fact, I actually have to pay the utilities too, and instead of raising people up and explaining the cause and effect relationship and what awaits us, you are doing an incomprehensible thing. Idiots. There are many serious people who understand what is going on with the climate. And you keep saying it's the animals' fault.
It's the
Are we
animals'
living
fault.
in a madhouse where the first one to put on the doctor's overall is the doctor and the rest are the patients? People, let us get smarter and grow up. Otherwise, we will simply cease to exist. It is clear that none of you will answer my questions. You are afraid. You really wake up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat, tremble with fear that people have exposed you. And instead of dealing with the situation, you are thinking of ways to divert our attention away from the threat and shut us up. First, there was a pandemic. Now you're scaremongering us with a nuclear war. Listen, you geniuses, does it ever hit home to you that a nuclear strike would only speed things up? I see that it would be in your interests. You wouldn't have to come up with something new to tell us sheep to go on bleeding while your MOVA's down. The only trouble is we'll all drop dead without exception. So don't even get your hopes up for your bunkers. The climate won't spare anyone.
Go ahead, let that. I'm gonna let him land the plane. I'm gonna let him land the plane. And everybody like, Kalai, why you laughing? You gotta listen to this shit too. Anything is better than us living the way we're living right now. Anything is better than the way we're living right now. I'm gonna go ahead and let him land that plane. Listen to me, my people. Again, these are independent scientists, geologists, astrophysicists that are telling you that in 5 to 6 years, not even 10 years, that everything that you know of and how we are living currently here in America, because the rest of the world is already experiencing it, how we live in here, what you call America, is coming to an end. I told you cryptocurrency, all that other bullshit, that's just something to keep you, you have your lowercase f and then you have your uppercase s. You know, the uppercase f, you know, is an f, they're you know, it's straight. Your lowercase f is always like this. You know that lowercase f that's always got his hooped head over, bent over, looking at the ground, looking at the cell phone. See, crypto was for the uppercase f. But see, because there is a ceiling too. You know what I mean? Until you become the true pyramid, where though you flow upwardly. You see what I'm saying to you? This is the difference. So everybody that think that we're going to go over to crypto, we're going to go do this, we're going to do this. No. Listen, they're setting it up whereas though they understand natural disasters are going to take place. They're going to, I guess, cut the power out and they're going to introduce their multicellular organism God. That's what's going to happen. Satan has to be on us. They said this in every religious text. Satan has to be revealed to everyone. So the fake royal family, the moon, all that shit got to be revealed to everyone. No matter what the conditions is on the planet, it has to be revealed to everyone. And we, the people, have to deal with it. That's all. So this video was not, what I'm going to do is I am going to share this link when this video loads up. I'm going to share the entire link and put it inside at the bottom of the video. And you can look over it for yourself. But again, nothing's going to change this. The radiation, the solar radiation that is now enveloping this planet is changing the entire solar system. It's coming from a natural sun. It doesn't make a difference. It is changing every living organism on the planet. And you can hear the fear first of all, when data and information is placed in front of you, something that's irrefutable, that they actually go to the ones in NASA and be like, what about this and what about this? And they literally ignore it and run and hide from it. It tells you something. First of all, let me just give people a little heads up about something. The scientists that they had working on the ground that are studying this type of shit, they're not even human. And we're not human, but they're not the people that you would walk around every day with. No, they are literally in humanoids, insectoids and shit like that. Those are lizard people that are sitting there understanding and giving out this information to the rest of the public, especially over NASA. People, it's all a lie. It's nothing that they can do about what's happening. Only thing they can do is just distract you. They distract you with the war in Ukraine. Now they get ready to distract you with China and Thailand. They distract you with the so-called nuclear war. They distracting you now with Kanye West, Kyrie Irving. They distracting you more and more. This is why IG is allowing so much pornographic shit to come on all up and down IG, social media. And meanwhile, videos like this will simply get smothered to the best of their ability. Why? because they don't want this information to hit the fan. They don't want this information to come out. They don't want you to be aware of what's going to take place or what's taking place. It ain't about what's going. It's already taking place. This is why you bring what you call foreign people into the country, that what you would call illegal immigrants. You understand? You bring them and put them in certain cities. So when the power cuts out, these people don't already have nothing. So they don't have no problem taking and being violent to get what they, more importantly, performing cannibalism. Performing cannibalism. Like I told you, one race will eat the sun. The other race will feed off each other. Meat eaters cannot outthink or beat sun eaters. Autotrophous people are far advanced than heterotrophists. Remember that. Autotroph means self-feeders. Heterotroph means you need to feed off something else. Simple as that. So I thank you all for joining me tonight. Everyone that's in the chat, much love, appreciation, and value to you all. I hope this was informative to you. No one is trying to put fear inside of you. Kalai, you're fear mongering. You see this shit all the time. That's what they say, fear mongering. No, no, no. Reality check. Fear mongering is different. See, here's the difference with fear mongering. Hey, slave, oh, here you go. If you don't believe in God, you're going to burn in hell. There's this fear mongering right there. Children, if you don't believe in God, you're going to go to hell. If you don't do what master say, he's going to beat your ass and rape you and beat the and do all kinds of experimentations on you. That's fear mongering. This is reality check. If I tell you the motherfucker, I tell you you go outside and this is X, Y, the sun. If I tell you walk down that block and you liable to get killed, that's not fear mongering. That's telling you what's the possibilities that something going to actually take place with you. Because not because you didn't do something that I wanted you to do. It's because I'm warning you about something. I'm warning you about the block that I already seen. Many people down there walk down that shit did not make it. Fear mongering is when you actually getting someone to believe what you want them to believe. I don't want you to believe what I want to believe, but we all live on this planet together, right? I want you to believe in yourself and see your planet for what it is. Simple as that. So, let me just finish with this. Gina Marie and all the rest of the channels, continue to film my brothers and sisters in the sky. Continue to film, planets that are going to start showing up. Where though the dome, that thin line of that dome is starting to get thinner. So what you do, continue to show all that shit there and continue to turn a deaf ear and a blind eye to what's happening. And keep thinking because you sit outside and play in the fucking grass or the garden, that this is not going, that you are not going to be affected by this. And you can continue to call me racist or I have hatred for you. You can do whatever you want. That's fine. But understand something. One thing you will always say at the beginning and end of my conversation is that Kalama Amin-Ra tried to bring awareness to what we're going to face as an entire species on this planet, whether you're a prokaryotic cell or a eukaryotic cell. This ain't about money, baby. This ain't about crypto. This is not about a reset as far as the financial market. This is about the great separation, prokaryotic cell versus the eukaryotic cell. And you can ignore DNA all you want, but that is completely up to you. Woman, child, and man, heaven and earth, eternal light, each one reach one. This is how we grow. I see you, my brothers and sisters. Protect yourself at all times with knowledge, sunlight, chlorophyll, distilled water, and 3D human free. Kalama Amin-Ra, God gene for life. Sunblood, sunblood, sunblood. I am not black. Gizzo. If you appreciate the content, hit that like button. I value you, my people.